You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports. We're going to talk about one of ESPN's longest running personalities, contributors from Pardon the Interruption. There was a time, I don't know if this is still the case, but Pardon the Interruption was the highest rated ESPN show, non-live sporting event show that they had going. Well, of course, Tony Kornheiser, Michael Wilbon together on this show. And there was a time before the dark times, the woke times, this show was really good. Jason Whitlock co-hosted this show a lot with Tony Kornheiser. Well, Kornheiser has come out and made some statements that I think we all sort of, we kind of wonder about. We are sitting back and we're watching the NBA contracts go absolutely bananas. There are players out there that are getting deals that make you just scratch your head. There was a little point guard from the Lakers that went to the Bucks, or to the Bulls. I think he got $37 million. And you're like, this guy's a backup point guard that averaged 6 points a game. I think it was Alex Caruso. And it makes you shake your head because we know the NBA is a dumpster fire. And Tony Kornheiser said he's puzzled by the contracts, especially considering, and this is what's wild, TV ratings are never any good. ESPN's got the NBA, by the way, as one of its supposed flagship programs of live sports. And here they have one of their most highest profile personalities over there calling the NBA ratings crap. And I find this interesting, and I wanted us to take a look at it. ESPN's Tony Kornheiser puzzled by astronomical NBA contracts. The TV ratings are never any good. This bubble may burst. Unfortunately, it will not, and I got a theory behind that. Cynics predicting the demise of the NBA look somewhat foolish right now as teams confidently hand out exorbitant contracts to mid-level players. But as the NBA spends freely, ESPN's Tony Kornheiser struggled to understand why. Quote, the most notable thing of all is these astronomical salaries that you get paid for playing in the NBA, even if you're not a great star. Kornheiser said on ESPN's Pardon the Interruption, superstars such as Steph Curry inked contracts worth more than $50 million annually, but even a middle-of-the-road like player, Jarrett Allen, landed a $100 million contract over 5 seasons. I don't even know what he averages. Quote, I have no idea where this money comes from, Kornheiser said. I know you would say to me, well, it comes from TV. But the TV ratings are never any good. So at some point, it seems to me this bubble may burst. Like most sports, the NBA experienced a dip in viewership during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, we got to consider the source on this report, okay? This is a pretty left-leaning website, I think. Some point to the league's social justice messaging as a reason for the ratings drop. It's absolutely a reason for the ratings drop, of course. You've had a couple of outlier games in the NBA Finals that drew decent ratings, but as comparison to 2019, the ratings are still complete shit. But the NBA drastically toned that down in 2021. Other explanations including a shifted schedule because of COVID and an unappealing championship matchup thanks to early exits by LeBron and Kevin Durant. We know that's not true. We know that when LeBron James actually exited the NBA playoffs, the ratings actually got a little bump. They actually went up a little bit when the game's most hated villain got eliminated. All of a sudden, some people did start watching. The NBA's current national TV broadcast deal is worth $24 billion. Despite declining TV ratings, the NBA will reportedly look to triple that amount as they enter negotiations for the next broadcast deal. seeking a package worth closer to $75 billion. That's unbelievable. The NBA also is succeeding on social media, with their digital footprint being valued at $5 billion. So, it's crazy that you've got one of ESPN's biggest personalities calling the NBA ratings trash. You never actually hear that from anybody in the mainstream media. You never actually hear somebody come out and say the NBA ratings are crap. And Tony Kornheiser did. Now, I do have a theory behind that. I think the problem is you have woke companies, woke corporations willing to pay for a woke product, and I think they're willing to lose money to do it, which is crazy to me. I mean, that fails on every level of Business 101, that you would pay up for a floundering product. But that's exactly what the NBA is doing. They are going to get paid because companies are willing to pay it, even if it means they're going to take a bath because of it. In ESPN's case, one of the reasons you saw so many people in the last few years get laid off was that terrible NBA deal. And it's unbelievable that they're going to end up paying more after they signed that $24 billion deal that they're talking about that's getting ready to end. They got rid of a bunch of people because of the NBA TV deal that they decided to pay up for. Now, a lot of times, these networks will pay up for live sports so they can advertise other programming on the channel, their other programming. So they're not always looking for the ad dollars, although that is a thing. They're looking for publicity for their other programming. All right, that is a thing, and that's pretty common. That's one reason why NBC always takes a bath. They're trying to claim the Olympics is profitable. The Olympics hadn't been profitable in 30 years. Okay, NBC has always known to take a bath on the Olympics, but it gives them a chance to advertise Law and Order, SVU, and back in the day, Friends and Seinfeld, and all these popular shows. They got to advertise their own programming. Okay, it wasn't always about the ad revenue necessarily, but I say it's because of companies like Disney. Okay, we know Disney. They've gone off the deep end for all these social justice causes too. But it's the fact that companies like Disney are willing to overpay. One woke company is supporting another woke company, and they're overpaying to do it. They're taking a bath to do it, which is crazy to me, because then they got to jump through hoops. If they sign the NBA for another, they got them on $24 billion. Now, this $24 billion includes ESPN and Turner, okay, which is TNT and TBS or whatever. I guess it's TNT that shows the NBA. That'll be a combined amount between both companies if Turner or TNT decides to keep the NBA, okay? But they both will overpay for it. Crazy. I mean, it's absolutely crazy that companies will do that, but they will do it. They will overpay. Why? Well, because they have to do what, guys? They have to prove how woke they are to the media and to everybody on Twitter, which I guess at this point, the people on Twitter are the only ones watching the NBA anymore. You tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. I do give Tony Kornheiser some credit for actually calling out the NBA ratings. You never, ever hear that from any real media personalities outside of, Clay Travis or Jason Whitlock. But for somebody with ESPN to call it out, it's highly unusual. He's saying the bubble may burst. Well, Tony, it won't burst if ESPN and Disney is willing to overpay for the television contract, which they're going to be willing to do. Peace. I'm out. Till next.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.